Hello everyone, and welcome to the next edition of the Holland Land Office Museum's Artifact video series. My name is Ryan Duffy and I'm the director of the museum, and this week we're going to talk about one of the historic landmarks here in Batavia, one that sits at probably the busiest intersection in the city, and that is the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, though you might know it better as the Upton Monument. Now, the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, the impetus for it came out of a memorial for those who had served in the military for the United States, specifically during the Civil War, but it grew out of that. And it eventually came to be in 1919, so it just recently celebrated its 100th birthday. And though it was not initially built to be a memorial to Emory Upton, it sort of took on that persona, and the sculpture that was placed on it was given that name, though it was General Upton's likeness that was used for it, not necessarily meant to be him himself. But many people, everyone that drives through Batavia has gone by the monument, has probably thought a little bit more about who's on there and what it's for. So we're going to talk a little bit more about its history and how it came to be. And so the next time you go by it, you'll be able to know a little bit more about who's there standing at the corner. The history of the monument can be traced back to the immediate years following the Civil War. However, momentum would pick up immensely in the first years of the 20th century. At this time, the Upton Post of the GAR, or the Grand Army of the Republic, the major Civil War veterans group of the time, continued to push for some type of place of remembrance for those who had served in the Civil War. This gained even more momentum with articles written by the then superintendent of schools, John Kennedy. In 1907, a proposal was put forward to have village taxpayers donate $15,000 toward the total $25,000 price tag of a monument, with the rest to be covered by the county. This proposition was voted down by the taxpayers. Nearly a decade later, the topic would reemerge as the Upton Post, under the leadership of Torrance Russell, approached the county legislature again to reconsider a monument. The county agreed to cover part of the cost, with the rest to be provided by the city council. An amount of $5,000 was approved by the city taxpayers. A planning committee was established with members from the county legislature, city council, Upton Post, and Mrs. Daniel McCool. They chose the location to be the triangle parcel between West Main Street and Ellicott Street, in front of the old county courthouse, where it's located today. The winning bid was submitted by the local company Warden Crawford Monument Company, which was well known at the time for its design of many military monuments at Gettysburg and other battlefields. The design that was chosen was that of a four-sided granite pillar standing 30 feet tall, and atop was a ball, also of granite, with a bronze eagle perched on. The highlight of the original design was a bronze statue attached to the western side, so the side facing West Main Street. The figurine has since been recognized as General Emory Upton in the Civil War, but the initial representation was to be just a General Civil War officer, though the likeness appears to have been used as the model. As time went on, the Soldiers and Sailors Monument would be popularly known as the Upton Monument for this reason, though it's somewhat fitting, as an early proponent of the monument was actually Emory's sister, Sarah. The project in total cost $15,000, with $5,000 coming from the city and the rest from the county. The monument would be dedicated on August 5th, 1919, and it was an all-day affair with many associated events and speakers, including the nephew of Emory in attendance, General Leroy Upton. The day included a marathon run from Leroy to Batavia that was capped off by a fireworks show at the old county fairgrounds, which is now near Batavia Downs. The monument originally looked different, though, than it does today, as it did not include any of the bronze plaques that we see on the three other sides that Mr. Upton is not on. Soon after the dedication, one was added on the north side commemorating Civil War battles where local soldiers fought in, and on the south side was for World War I. Eventually, in 1984, a plaque was added on the east side, honoring those from Korea and Vietnam. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of our Artifact video series and learned a little bit more about the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, as well as the reason why it's called the Upton Monument as well. So if you've enjoyed this video or any of our previous videos, be sure to check them out on our YouTube channel at Holland Land Office Museum, and specifically the Artifact video series playlist. And if you have enjoyed them, be sure to give us a like or even subscribe to the channel, as it helps us out a little bit, but also gets you notified ever sooner when we do release new material. But as always, the best way to come and learn more about what we share on this channel is to visit the museum itself and come and see us in person, as we'll be happy to share even more stories with you about our various artifacts and the people that are connected to them.